You know what's great, guys? Open houses. I did one open house, and it was a busy one. I was fortunate. We had about 19 guests, and I walked away with 3 really good leads I'm now chasing. All of them are in the next probably 3 months. They're ready to get active, and all of them are in the $1.25 million range. It's funny, you tell people they should do something, and they feel like you're telling them they should do it as it's like some kind of punishment or something, or they feel like it's old-fashioned. And guess what? The old-fashioned stuff works. It's tried, tested, and true. It's not old-fashioned. It's classic. So, busy week. Oh boy. So what I did over the past week and a half was I really slowed down on some of the door knocking and stuff like that I've been doing in the area that I'm farming. And instead I started to get really focused on this YouTube conversion series that I'm creating. It's a weird bit of a gamble, truthfully, because it's something that I don't have proof is going to work, but I think will generate some really high quality leads, and it has the potential to be something that's evergreen, which I'm super excited about, because once you get enough YouTube leads, once you get enough engagement on YouTube, videos just cook on their own. So you don't need to constantly be pumping AdWords into them. So I shot all of the content for that, which was a chore, because I want it to be visually enjoyable to watch. So it's not just me in front of the camera speaking. What I did was I shot a lot of that, and I also supplemented it with B-roll from all over the city. So I had this little project I was on where I basically booked off about 2 days to drive around and just get really high quality footage of all the areas of the city. Looks great. And I was fortunate to have really good weather. This time of year we have, this is the perfect time of year to do this kind of project, because what happens is we have a rainy season in Victoria where it rains pretty much every day, and it's still nice out, but it's just, there's a little bit of rain every day. And then we have the summer, which is a drought, and everything just dies off. So right now it's spring, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Everything's still lush. We have like these blue skies. Like, it's just great for that. So I'm really excited about it. And the plan is that I'm going to put together a 4-part series that is basically going to tell the story of what to expect moving to Victoria. The videos themselves are going to be about 15 minutes long, ideally. They might be longer, so it's definitely long format, but I really want to deliver a lot of value. And there's this thing I've learned through coaching, and you'll see coaching gurus doing this all the time if you watch for it. What I've learned is that people are more inclined to buy if they've already invested. It's something that psychologically is called sunk cost fallacy. So what is that? Well, sunk cost fallacy is where you've paid a little bit for something, and then you realize that you need to buy more, and you're not sure if it's working yet, but you figure that since you've already put money in, you're already on the ride. So you're like, well, I should just like keep going. And we see this all the time. Like, people repairing old cars would be a perfect example. You should replace your car, but you've already invested in some repairs. So you're like, well, I'll just do the sprockets or whatever, and that'll get me through a little bit further. So this is a real thing. And the way that coaches use it is by having you invest their time with them. So they do free webinars. We do this too. We do free webinars. You probably come to some. They're awesome, and you should take that value at the very least. But what they'll do is they'll get you to read a book of theirs, or they'll get you to come spend time with them. And what happens is the more time that you invest, the more likely you are to follow through, because you're investing not financially, but you're investing your time. So if you've invested a few hours, say, watching my YouTube videos, then not only do you perceive me as an expert, but you've already invested a lot of time. So you'd feel like you were stupid if you didn't work with me, because it would mean that the time that you spent with me was a waste, and you're not stupid. So you'll work with me because you've already invested that. So I actually like that they're going to be longer videos, because my goal is that people spend time with me. We're going to naturally build rapport on YouTube. I'm going to bring a tremendous amount of value educating them. They're going to invest with me, so they'll have a sunk cost fallacy that it makes sense to work with them. And that's not like an evil thing. It's just a nice byproduct of the fact that I'm bringing all this value. Okay, so what does this look like? Well, 4 videos, 15 to 20 minutes long, and essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the first video to answer the question, should you move to Victoria? The second video is going to be all about the logistics and planning of a move. The third video is going to be about shopping for real estate when you're not living in the city where you're shopping. And then the fourth video, I actually talk about the different areas that you could consider in Victoria. So it's kind of a holistic thing. It's going to answer most of what they need to know. And to produce the videos, what I did was this is the first time I've done this, and I am absolutely going to do this every time moving forward. I started with a storyboard. So the storyboard is literally, I did 2 columns. The column that I started with was what we were going to cover in the video. So it was literally like the topic list. And then the second column was the shot list. This saved so much time, and it made the end product of what I actually went out and shot and like what I discussed so much more organized. It was just absolutely the way to do it. Funny, I can't remember who, I think it was my wife, was chatting with someone about video editing because they were like, oh yeah, I produce videos. And she's like, no way, we just did this. And the one tip they said was start with a storyboard. Okay. So I started with that. Then what I did was I started collecting B-roll when I was out, because I was naturally out and about selling real estate. So I started collecting a ton of B-roll. And then what I did after I shot the B-roll was I sat down and I shot the segments. I did all the segments in the same place in my house. And so I did it in batches. I only had to sit down twice. The first time I had about 2 hours, and the second time I just had to wrap up the last video. I think I spent about 35-40 minutes recording. I get through it pretty quick, but I do a lot of presenting. If you were making a video like this, you might budget a little bit of extra time if you didn't have a ton of experience doing public speaking or something like that, or being on video. And then right now where I'm at is editing. So that I'm expecting to probably take a week or so. And then what we're going to get into next that I am like just so excited about is the actual process of learning the YouTube ads, like how that all works. So it's a really cool project. One thing I made sure to do was every single video has call to actions layered into it. I'm going to have a conversion link on the description inviting them to join me for a discovery call or, learn about our needs. And I'm also, during the editing process, going to include some visuals to help point people to the link in the comments. So a lot of the time the call to action is going to be at the end of the video, but people might not make it that far. They might still like me. They might still be interested, but they might not make it that far for whatever reason. So I'm going to include some visual cues early in the video, just prompting them to go down. And then we're going to see if we can make the phone ring, guys. I would love to have some high quality web leads, not traditional web leads, high quality stuff, because I know that it's possible if I can get people to invest time with me, and if I can bring them enough value by doing this, and I've been really clear in the target that the audience that I'm niching this for, then I think we can do it. So I'm excited to show you guys what I built. As I get the editing done, I'm for sure going to drop them on this group. You guys should critique them too. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And obviously I booked an appointment this week, so that's been going well. Had a great open house. I'm looking forward to doing more of those. I don't get to do one this weekend because my sister's getting married, so my weekend's kind of blown out. And I'm getting back into that hard next week. And can't wait to share more results. Have you ever put a video on YouTube? If you have, I'd love to know what you put, if there was a call to action or some plan to create a conversion from it, or if it was just something neat that you put online. And I'd love to hear what the result was. Drop it in the comments. I'll see you soon.